It must be 7:00.
Call the meeting to order. I'll rise and bring in the pledge, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So yes, we're being recorded, and the meetings are gonna now be posted on a YouTube channel. There'll be a link on our website.
Yes.
Roll call, please.
Marion Goodman. Here. Kyle Orr.
Here.
Mary Pitcher.
Here.
Penny Georgievich. That's it.
All right, approval of the agenda. I believe we have a couple additions.
We do, we need to, let's see, on new business, J, if we can put the, selected date for the budget workshop.
Okay.
And then for K, just laketownship.gov.
Rearranged our agenda a little bit, you'll notice. Hopefully it's going to be more efficient. Okay, we have 4 sets of minutes to approve. We'll take November. I think we're gonna take them individually. This is any changes. We'll take November 6th first. Then we'll have to approve. November 6th. Nice to be.
Make a motion that we approve the minute from November 6th, 2025.
I'll second.
And Goodman, supported by Orr. Any discussion, corrections? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, we have minutes from November 11th, the special board meeting for the purpose of adapting a revised L 4029. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion by Orr, supported by Goodman. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Carried. Election committee minutes, October 20th. That's a meeting of the supervisor, the treasurer, and the clerk. Just for this purpose of setting whatever we have to do for the election.
Everything, make sure everything's all set.
Is there a motion to approve? Guess that has to be.
I'll make that motion.
I'll support. Discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed. Carried. Next, we have budget meeting minutes from last March 6th. And I actually have something I'm hoping that can change. That's when I had COVID and you have the absent. And I would like to know if I could be excused.
Yes.
So, is there a motion to approve as amended?
Make that.
I'll second.
Or supported by Goodman. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carried. Here on to financial reports and Mary Ann.
Let's see, this is Lake Township's general fund, financial report for the month ending November 30th, 2025. General fund checking accounts at $89,143.77. General fund money market, $111,696.95. Honor CD number 29, $34,089.26. West Shore CD number 51, $104,251.36. State Savings CD number 44, $53,294.76. West Shore CD number 11 is at $107,499.87. Petty cash is at $100. The general funds Michigan flash account is $299,032.64. And Lake Township money market account is at $32,951.33. And $100 of the general fund is in the tax account to keep it open year round. for a total in Lake Township's general fund of $832,159.94. I'd like to make a motion that we approve that financial report for the month. I'll support.
My Goodman, supported by Georgevich. Any questions, discussion? That will be a roll call.
Kyle Orr.
Aye.
Mary Pitcher.
Aye.
Denise Georgevich. Aye. Mary Ann Goodman. Aye. Okay, now I have Lake Township's Fire Fund. Financial report for the month ending November 30th, 2025. Fire Fund CD number 37 has $62,225.22. Fire Fund's money market account is at $40,042.14. Fire Fund's Michigan class account has $128,110.88. For a total in Lake Township's Fire Fund of $230,378.24. And I'd like to make a motion that we approve that financial report.
Second.
By Goodman, supported by Orr. Questions, discussion? Roll call.
Mary Pitcher.
Aye.
Kyle Orr.
Aye.
Denise Georgevich. Aye. Mary Ann Goodman. Aye. All right. Can we keep going?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, budget amendments.
This way we-
Right. Yeah, budget amendments, it's just every so often I go through and I clean up the budget. It's kind of what it's called, you know, auditors and everybody have suggested. Since we don't have a specific total balance budget because we have such a large fund balance that we just try to keep things in line so we're not over budget on items. So for the general fund, we're going to increase revenues for permits by $1,500. And general fund expenses. Okay, the first one. I just want to touch on this really quick because it's $60,000. When we did our budget, we thought we were not going to have property taxes coming in for the fire fund. So we decided to budget a transfer from the general fund into the fire fund in case we needed it to pay the bills. Well, we didn't need that now, so, and we never spent it. I'm just moving it back in the budget. So there is some extra money places that doesn't need to be. So we are transferring out. We're transferring it out of transfer out, $60,000. That's why it's in red there. Okay, then expenses were increasing clerk supplies by 200, clerk mileage by 200, because we didn't know if we were gonna have elections, and we did, so. Election mileage, $100, election publications by $100. The sprinkler system at the park or at the hall here increased $125. Planning and zoning consultant, you know, we had some changes there, so we're increasing that line item by $15,000. And zoning miscellaneous, $100. I honestly don't know if somebody just bought a book or what that was all about, but we're just putting her in the budget.
Okay.
So bottom line on all that is we're increasing revenues by $1,500 and we are or actually, how can I say this? We're decreasing expenses by $44,175. So, and at the bottom, you can see what that does to our bottom line there. And again, that's the budget. It's not actual by any means. That's our budgeted figures. So I'd like to make a motion that we approve these budget amendments. I'll second. For support.
My Goodman, supported by Georgevich. Any discussion? That'll be your roll call.
Mary Pitcher.
Aye.
Mary Ann Goodman. Aye. Kyle Orr.
Aye.
Penny Georgevich. Aye. Okay, just a couple for the fire fund. Same thing, just cleaning things up. Fire fund, we are, the revenues in the fire fund, we are increasing the interest that we earn because we just got a lot of interest on our money places, so we're going to increase that by $3,000. Reimbursements were increasing by 150, and that's because we got more reimbursements for the utilities for the fire barn than we had budgeted for us all. And the transfers in that we had anticipated was going to go into the fire barn is now coming back out. So we're decreasing those revenues by $60,000. So the bottom line on this, and there's no change to expenses. bottom line on this is we are decreasing the revenues in the fire fund budget by $56,850. Which is okay because we're going to get the millage money coming in for taxes. So there's that. And I make a motion that we approve that financial report, please, or the budget amendments. Sorry.
Second.
Motion by Goodman, supported by Orr. Any discussion? Roll call.
Penny Georgevich, aye. Mary Fisher,
Aye.
Mary Ann Goodman, aye. Kyle Orr.
Aye.
Are you finished?
Oh my god. Systems award management has been renewed for another year. It's just, that's how the government pays us things. They, you know, when they deposit like the revenue sharing and everything, you have to have this little. I don't even know what to call it. You have to have it in place. You have to renew it every year. I got that done the other day. Taxes went out again. It sounds like they're starting to be delivered. Summer taxes, the collection rate was really good. That's pretty much all I got.
Thank you. Penny?
All right, for the general fund, I would like to make a motion to approve the payment of township accounts in the amount of $34,459.89.
Second.
Any discussion? Any question? That question, I'll wait till budget time, never mind. Any discussion?
Not for me.
That'll be,
I like this.
that'll be a roll call.
For me.
All right, Mary Ann Goodman,
Aye.
Penny Georgevich, aye. Mary Fisher,
Aye.
Kyle Orr.
Aye.
All right, and for the fire fund, I'd like to make a motion that we approve payments in the amount of $240.45.
I'll second that.
Motion by Georgevich, supported by Goodman. Any discussion? Roll call.
Kyle Orr.
Aye.
Penny Georgevich, aye. Mary Fisher,
Aye.
Mary Ann Goodman.
Aye.
Thank you. So, time for public input. Welcome, everyone. Our first public input is, input on agenda items only, please. And then there will be a second public input where you can talk about anything within the board's jurisdiction. So, if you'd like to speak, please stand and state your name and try to limit it to 3 minutes. No one?
Okay, your agenda's good.
Hearing none, public input is closed. And we will move on to township departments. We have a report from Josh Mills, our zoning administrator. He's here tonight. Josh, did you want to add anything?
No, just things are starting to slow down. Only 3 permits this month. My phone log and my email is still pretty consistent. I am getting probably say 3 to 5 calls a month still as properties get on the market. I'm getting calls about short-term rentals and whether or not we have licenses available. So that's still a real prevalent question that I'm getting a lot when, you know, especially from real estate agents. I just want you to know that there's still a lot of interest in that area. And I know we're looking at that ordinance and seeing where our cap is. So I believe we're at 85 right now. 80. 80, okay. We did schedule the joint hearing for the property at 1080 Crystal Drive. That'll be a joint hearing with the Planning Commission and Zoning Board of Appeals. What triggers the joint meeting with the Planning Commission because of language in the watershed overlay district in regards to the steep slopes. I think it'll be a great exercise for those 2 groups to get together and go through this and discuss it. December 18th, 5 p.m. here for that hearing.
And we posted that packet, the entire packet on the township website.
Awesome, thank you, thank you. And all the mailers were distributed. I know they received them from the U.S. Postal Service because I'm having conversations. That's been a good thing. You know, statutorily, we have to get these notices out 15 days prior to the hearing. I've noticed over the last couple of years, the postal service has been awful. So we may internally want to think about our own limit to get it out earlier. This one was a little difficult because we were trying to collaborate on on, a date that works for everybody. And this time of year is it's awfully difficult, as we all know.
So you're gonna help the chairman, basically, there's gonna be, you're gonna open two public hearings. He's gonna open two different public hearings, one
Correct.
ZBA and one planning commission.
Yeah, and I'll prepare the agenda. I'll get that out in advance. We can all look at it and make sure we're happy with it. On the ZBA side of it, there's a systematic list of steps that we gotta go through. And I'll revisit the special use side of things as well, just make sure the planning commission is in line with what they would need to do if we even get to that point at that hearing, but we'll have it laid out in the agenda. Still busy, things are happening. Welcome to winter. Our lakes will appreciate it, even if we don't sometimes. But it's good for the environment. Any questions for me?
Questions for Josh?
I think so.
I appreciate the flexibility with my football coach. I know the last time I stood here at a meeting was in August. So football season's over, except for our Lions, they're playing tonight.
So get this meeting.
So quick talking, so we can.
Am I okay? I'm
Yeah.
gonna be here tomorrow for office hours. So. may I
Nobody
need-
gets to leave until the meeting's over.
Well, yeah, I will.
Thank you for being here. Just,
Have a great night.
okay.
Madeline, I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, Josh. Oh, gosh.
Thank you.
Planning commission. Kyle?
Well, I had just made the notes. Josh already covered, we're having this joint meeting on the 18th. Cover the public hearing. We have been still, talking about the potential zoning and changes to we've been working on it for the last 18 months, really. Hoping to get a little work done on that on the 18th, but my guess is the special meetings will probably take most of the night, so.
And then the consultant, is gonna be here in person for your January meeting.
Yeah, and we're meeting in a half hour early. I believe that was a
Yes.
6:30, no, 6 then instead of 6:30. Yeah,
So, yeah.
What's the
Anybody's
date of the
interested?
meeting?
good question. I have it.
January 15th at 6:30.
6:30 or 6:00?
6:30 is our normal meeting time. I know that you
It's
mentioned,
January 15th. We will have the time posted on the website and the bulletin board. Is that it?
yes, that's enough, yes.
Next up, code enforcement officer, Mark is also our maintenance person, so, thank you for the Christmas lights, they're beautiful. Yes, thank you. Your report, anything you wanna add?
I'm looking for a bar that would go across our dumpster covers. And I called the company and they didn't get back with me. I emailed them, they didn't get back with me, so I have a couple places I can check out. Right now I have the one that's in the park. It's covered with the tarp. I got it, hopefully it's still there. But I tied it down, didn't put one on the turnaround, but
We've been having an issue with household trash being dumped, in case anybody wants to know.
At the township?
Yeah,
At the park.
so I'll keep working on that. I'll work on it tomorrow.
Mark, did you call Wheelox? I mean, they're the ones that built the cans for us, right?
I didn't call them, no.
That's-
We can build something for it, maybe.
I would think that'd be
If
good.
you want to put a number on my desk or something, that'd be great. I don't know their number, right? But yeah, that'd be great. I got another guy I'm gonna contact too that just finagles and so.
I have a question.
Yeah.
The very first line, you went to court for enforcement of a blight complaint.
Yes.
What was the outcome?
Well, I was disappointed. The person didn't show up that was supposed to pay the ticket, and didn't pay the ticket, and the judge said that, well, what bothered me is that, okay, I'm there, the other person's not there. The first thing the judge said to me was that I have to have an attorney that represents the township, which I'm not used to. I'm pretty much spoiled rotten when I worked before, when I did these kind of things, and I used to be able to represent the township. And if I had a legal matter that I couldn't handle, or it wasn't clear in our ordinance or something, then we would have the attorney. And it'd just be hourly rate type thing that the township would be, have to pay, so. I was used to that type of system, and I also worked with the magistrate a lot. When you work with the magistrate, it's just me sitting on the other side of the desk, magistrate's there with the person that either pays the ticket or doesn't pay the ticket. So, the judge says you have to have an attorney that represents the township, and that's fine, okay, whatever, but the thing that bothered me, the other person's not there. So why not talk to the person who's not there?
Nothing happened.
So nothing happened, so
Okay.
now we're gonna reschedule 3 weeks from that date, that Monday. And hopefully I'm here because it's winter time and who knows where I'll be.
So are you gonna like work with? How are we gonna get the attorney involved?
Well,
You have to schedule it with
well,
them.
First have to have a date. So we have a date set for the court date. He didn't give me a date that it's gonna be rescheduled. And once I get that date, then we can contact the attorney, and then we can play the game, the backseat four-seat game, and see if he
Okay.
can show up or.
Does that go through you for the attorney? Okay.
So
Okay.
I think, yes, the attorney on this one, but I've also talked to a couple other townships about having the blight officers meet with the magistrate, because we shouldn't have to pay an attorney for a municipal civil infraction ticket. So try to get a few of them
Great
together to be.
It's gonna cost us a lot of money just to try to get one ticket. Okay, good.
Anything else for Mark?
Thank you.
Okay. Assessor report is in our packet. Yes, if you have any questions for Donna? You know how to find them. Park committee, we talked about the trash, anything else?
Yeah, we were still having issues with the household trash, so working on ways to keep that from happening. It'd be nice to at least have, I mean, there are people down there in the winter, it'd be nice to at least have one, but if it's gonna be abused, then I guess we,
We can't.
so.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Supervisor's report, I didn't do a written report this month because pretty much everything that I've been working on is already an agenda item, so we're talking about other places, but. Unless you have questions for me. Website committee, I'll take that, I hope everybody saw the new logo that we have for the township. Oh, we should put a copy on the back table, anyway, we chose a logo. There was a vote,
The trees.
it's the trees, it's the trees.
on the
that's
agenda.
Agenda,
Yeah.
thank you, Patty. And other than that, we haven't had a meeting in a couple weeks because we're waiting to get something back from Revise, the consultant.
Do they have any idea of when we might be?
They gave us a deadline. Michelle Irwin's also on the committee, the Keens, Marianne, myself and Michelle. And I think it's like 2 more weeks. I don't know off the top of my head.
Could I ask a quick question? Something came to me the other night. Our domain, and Jim has always been
We're gonna be talking about that later
Okay,
on.
so that's
agenda.
to
Okay.
change the domain address.
There's possibility.
Okay, we're gonna,
Because Jim always took care about the license of the domain license.
Fire Chief Cedar Home gave us a report and he is here. Mike, do you have anything?
I don't have anything else to add. Did anybody have any questions on the report submitted? I answered a bunch of questions I've been circulating and. Let's see if you have any questions.
So.
Looks like you're staying busy with community events as well, so.
Yeah. Yep, just like open it or so.
Yep.
All mixture.
We'll keep in touch over the MOU and when we get
Yep,
all that stuff and.
Yep, I was talking with the mayor about that. We're gonna meet and try to get, I'm trying to nail her down for a date. I'm looking for your J here, so I'm sorry to say, you gotta get there.
Right, like, I mean, the attorney has it, right?
as far as I know.
Okay.
So we're waiting for their attorney and then we can send it on to our attorney.
There's a couple of things that questions that I had on dates and the nurses, she.
I know, and I told you, Joanne was taking all the notes on that stuff. I thought she
Yeah.
had the copy that was going.
And when I asked her about it this week, she said that, she didn't remember what they were. I said, well, so she was
What-
writing the notes.
What dates was she looking for?
She was looking for, she was writing on the notes for specific dates for billing times was one of them, and the other
Well, that
one
was
was,
quarterly.
That was a
that was
quarterly, and I have
quarter.
those, yeah.
yeah,
That's,
quarterly, and I wanted to
Quarter.
incorporate that in the MOU, and I wanted to add in, some other dates, I think that we were looking at, or something, other information that she took notes on.
have her call or contact us if, if she's looking at it and she's like, do you remember? We can at least,
Try to piece it together, so I can.
try. She had a few notes.
I'm thinking, I asked before, I'm thinking we should ask again if the fire board, if somebody can take notes at the fire board meetings.
Well, once the,
I mean,
Take-
that
take
they
work.
then,
That's
that
the
they,
problem.
that could be distributed to us.
well, once that's adopted, it's in the MOU that you have, you're gonna have a secretary. That's gonna be part of it.
I like it. That's part of it. And we had talked about attorneys too, and we all decided it seems kind of silly to have their attorney look at it and then have 4 other entities' attorneys look at it because all the attorneys are gonna have different takes on it again. So let's wait to see what we
As long
get.
as our best interests.
Let's wait to see what we get back.
All right, very well. Thank you for being here, Mike. County commissioner updates. The commissioners are now, we have 2 commissioners for Lake. They're now alternating. Art Janat submitted a written report and he also called earlier today, see if we had any questions. Christy Tree.
All right, so as you know, I always give a lengthy report. I just want everybody to know kind of what's going on, and so I try to make this a one-stop shop. Let's see, so kind of some highlights, I wanted to say is, as you all gave to Beulah Stormwater Management, so did the county. So, there were 3 townships that put in, I believe, $10,000 each, and so the county put in 30 from their general fund, so, we supported that as well. We also approved the Crystal Lake Outlet Project, and so that went forward. We also approved the new recycling sites for the year.
Are any of them moving?
Sites?
Funny you should say that, because after we did all that, yes, it looks like the one in the Save-A-Lot parking lot will have to move.
But we don't have a local phone.
I'm sorry,
We don't know the look.
I don't know a location yet. But yes, so. Yeah, Dave was in contact and hadn't heard anything, so he thought that was kind of a tacit. Just go ahead, so we did, and then, yeah. No, so we're gonna have to come up with an alternative there, and Dave is looking into that. Let's see, what else did I highlight here? Yes, so at the Materials Management Planning Committee, we talked quite a bit about the surveys we received, local unit of governments should have received their surveys as well. And we also discussed household hazardous waste, and in that discussion, we talked about how Benzie County only holds 2 household hazardous waste events throughout the year. Grand Traverse holds 5 and Leelanau holds 4. The thing of it is Benzie County cannot afford to hold any more than 2. And what also came out in that discussion is Benzie County cannot sustain the level of service that we're giving so we can't sustain that long term. So we're gonna run out of money in 3 years. Is basically what's gonna happen to sustain our level of service that we are enjoying today. So that I'm not even gonna speculate what that means. So one other thing that we are looking at is a high level overview of funding mechanisms. So I think I've spoken before about our funding mechanism. I forgot the PA number, it is,
69.
I forgot, what was
69.
69, thank you. Shouldn't that be memorable? It's not. Anyway, that is the one, and what that means is that per property, we can tax up to $25 per property. And so that money then goes toward our recycling bins, our household hazardous waste. So all of these things, all of these services that we are providing today is what's going on. And what's happening though is our fund is constantly being drained. And so we are not going to be able to do that in the next 3 years if we don't do something. And so I've talked to the commissioners about this, and so that's something that the commissioners are going to look into as well, we as a group. Yes, so again, that's near and dear to my heart, so that's why I'm talking about that. We had a Point Benzie Lighthouse discussion. So we talked to the board president. The friends came to the commission and basically said, hey, I can't remember if I reported to you all on this or not, but they basically said, so people are saying, you know, we don't like the contractor, that the contractor, and there's only one bidder for the restoration project. People don't like that. And they don't like that seemingly the county is not putting up any money. And so there are some things to that. When the friends came to talk to us as commissioners, they talked about how there is going to be a bigger company that oversees that and will be kind of the engineer over the project. And so when we were kind of having this discussion, you know, my question was, okay, so if this company that isn't like some of these bigger companies that are doing these projects, if they run into something, wouldn't that engineering company be able to work with them and lend their knowledge in that situation? Because that's exactly why we wanted them on this project. And so the answer to that is supposed to be yes. So I don't know. Hopefully, the friends will discuss that more and discuss that maybe with some of their donors. And so I also wanted to highlight some of the things. The county did put some ARPA money toward the lighthouse project, and the county was also integral in getting a grant. This grant, and this is kind of where we are. I think I've talked about this before. This grant is going to expire soon. And so that's where all this immediacy is coming in, because that is the lion's share of the money, is this grant to get this done. So anyway, we're working on that. They hopefully they're going to try and go back. They're going to talk to the company and say, hey, listen, you know, nothing against you all, but we only had one bidder. You know, our donors are kind of nervous. We need to look at some other bidders. So they're gonna check on that and then also check on extending the grant. So I don't know, hopefully something is done there. Because later, one of the study sessions, it came up, and I put this in my report, is that, you know, all ideas are being tossed out, and one of them was, you know, do we sell the lighthouse? And I mean, I personally don't want that. I don't want that. So anyway,
Lighthouse, you know, lighthouse can't be sold. It would go back to the BLM.
correct. And so
When you relinquish it is what.
yeah. So the administrator is being asked to talk to the BLM and see. Yes. Anyway, so I'm reporting on it so that it doesn't come as a surprise.
Sorry, I won't kill the messenger. I started to.
It's okay. Yes, I'll be happy to hear your feedback.
Anything else? Any,
I talked way more than I wanted to on that subject, but I think it's on the idea to your all hearts too, so.
Mary Ann?
I have a couple questions.
Yes, I'd like to
Okay.
answer.
How much does it cost for the household hazardous waste that we can only afford two? Do we know any idea how much that costs? Seems like we
I
just
don't recall, do you recall?
cycle stuff, I can't imagine.
But it's expensive.
It's really, it's expensive
Yeah.
because it's
Well,
highly
It's
regulated.
expensive, 5,000, 50,000.
No.
Nobody.
Yes, sir,
But we
but
can only
Yes,
afford
but
two.
I don't know the actual dollar amount. I can ask that
if you
question.
remind me, we can ask for a budget.
It's all good.
But-
Do you know how much ARPA money they did give to the library? Roughly, anything? I know you guys.
They said, it was said.
What?
The 250,000?
I don't remember either, and I probably heard it too. Okay.
Don't quote me, but that seems to be what I'm recalling.
That's fine, and I won't quote you. Do you know anything about the road commission and them approaching you?
Yes.
Can you expound on that at all?
Yes, I
Sorry,
can.
surprise.
It's okay. No, it's not a surprise. I put it in the report.
Okay,
So the state of Michigan, with their budget being passed, has put in a funding mechanism, right, for, fixing the damn roads, right? So there's a funding mechanism there. And so the road commission did not have any sort of, they didn't know. That money wasn't, what's the word? Confirmed. That money was not in stone. They knew nothing. They knew that it could be coming down the pipe, but they didn't know. And so that's why they went through with the millages. And they did report to us that the very first millage, it was, I think the difference was big between the yeses and the nos. And they said by the second one, it was a much smaller margin. But it still did not pass. And so now that state of Michigan's budget has passed, they're getting some tax money from the fuel tax money. They would like to use that in amounts to pay for the building itself.
Okay.
Another thing that they had to speak to is, that dollar amount was up to that dollar amount, that 18 million or whatever it is. And so that language was purposefully used so that it gave wiggle room. And the idea was they weren't going to use any more than what they needed. But because that's how it goes, the up to, that's why they did that. So they do have a firmer number. I don't have it with me. It was something around 15 million, I think, and not necessarily the 18. But they did kind of, they parsed it out a bit more, and that's what they think it's going to cost. And they think they can do it.
And so through the gas taxes, without even going to the ballot.
Yes, and so I asked that question too. I'm like, okay. Can we use this money for a building?
Yeah.
And they said, yes, they can. As part of that appropriation or whatever, it is allowable. And which begs the question, do our roads in a good enough shape that, we can trade off? And they gave us a report showing against the state of Michigan, against all these things, and how Benzie County's roads were, I think it was good to fair was like 85% of our roads were good to fair. Right.
Thank you.
And so, yes, because that question was had too. Can we do this? It said yes. You know, are we trading off the quality of our roads? And they are trying to assure us that, no, we are not trading off the quality of our roads. So,
I have way more knowledgeable about it now, thank you.
yes,
I like that.
I want a timeframe.
Timeframe?
Would they need to use those funds for that building? Are
yeah.
we talking
So
5
we're
years?
talking, yes,
15
yes,
years?
we're talking multiple years. Yes, and so what they're doing is, so they had a whole budget sheet, they showed us a budget sheet. Didn't bring it with me, but they have this all planned out and they showed us not their whole budget, not the whole tax bit is going to go to this, but the vast majority is. And so they can do that in these steps and these phases and pay as they go. So they think they can do it.
You know what, I'm almost thinking maybe we'd like to ask somebody from the road commission to come be a guest, so we're not putting Christie on the spot for all the numbers, just.
Yes, because I
mean, we could do
I'm not
that.
perfect, but I'm sure they would be
That's a
happy
good-
to
I think
come
that's a
and
good
talk to
idea.
you all about it.
I have just one last question, circle back to the recycling. So the running out of money in 3 years, is that for the entire, like even all the recycling centers? We're not just talking about hazardous waste, we're talking about the whole program.
We're talking
Is that
about the whole
right?
program, and so what that means is, right? We're gonna have to start cutting services, right, unless we
Right.
do something, and so, again, kind of talked about that with the commissioners, hey, you know, so something that, Leelanau County does is they went to the voters because apparently you can vote to go higher in this tax. And you go up to $50 a parcel or whatever it is.
Rusty.
Thank you. And so they do not quite go to the maximum. They go to $37. But that's enough. Like I said, they're doing 4 household hazardous waste per year. And yeah, and I do believe they have door-to-door service. They don't have the bins.
Cool.
Great.
They have curbside pickup. And it could be in just in certain areas. I don't know.
Some places have them.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else for Christie?
Yeah.
Yep.
Very informative.
Very quick, what company are you looking at, or what company does the, waste disposal?
They said that, and I don't recall.
For the hazardous
For the
waste?
county, yes.
Just for the regular, recycling.
Over the regular recycling, it's
GFL.
GFL.
It's on the bins.
So, okay, so, you can search for another company and make contact be cheaper. The next thing is, the household hazardous waste thing, when I was operating that, okay, you can get grants through, Eagle, through, the state, there's grants like that you can write. I wrote a grant for that, back then, back in the old days, it was $8,000. The other thing is with that, even going once a year might just be enough. What happens with household hazardous waste is if you're informing the people that are showing up there to reduce their waste or reduce the hazardous type of material they're bringing in. What I found when I was doing the program is that it's lower. So you pass on information, use this instead of this, buy this instead of that. So this way you can just dispose of it in your household trash rather than having to use a household hazardous waste day. So those are a couple of suggestions. And how often is the contract negotiated for the recycling?
Can't speak to that. Don't know. Do you have an idea?
I don't. We can get more information on this in the future. One of the problems with the hazardous waste is like, and we experienced it here with cleanup day, somebody dies or somebody sells their house and they've got a garage full of stuff, and then who hangs on to it till the collection, 6 months later. But
Mhm. Yeah, I didn't mean to be so long-winded,
You're
but
good.
I have lots of information to give.
we
It's
appreciate
really
it.
informative. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Chrissy. Moving on, new business, you probably all know that we have a trustee opening. We feel really fortunate. We received 4 applications and they all look good. So what we're gonna do tonight is schedule a special meeting for the purpose of, interviewing the candidates essentially, and then we will either choose someone at that meeting, or we can choose to postpone if we want more information or whatever, so, my thought is candidates introduce themselves, why they want the job, whatever, 5 minutes or less, if they want to, and then we could have maybe 2 or 3 questions that we ask all the candidates, and then we can open it up and have different board members ask specific questions to specific candidates if they want to.
Sure.
And we were looking at Monday, this next Monday, December 8th. And I believe, I understand that, I know it works for all the candidates. 3 of them are here tonight. How's the board feeling about, I asked the candidates 5 o'clock or later, so, December 8th, what do you think?
As long as it's 5 o'clock or later, I'm good.
Okay, do you wanna go for 5 or do you wanna go for after dinner?
Fine with me.
No, let's do 5. Let's just go.
Okay. So, we are officially going to have a special meeting on the 8th, 5 p.m. for the purpose of interviewing trustees.
Is that just an 18-hour thing? We have enough
Yes.
time to, okay.
So that can go on the bulletin board and the website. See you all there.
I guess. Yeah, I guess sort of between us, keep me in the loop if you have like particular questions that you want to ask everybody, so I'm not thinking those are the questions I wanted to add, you know.
I have
Just a
3 in
little bit.
mind and I will forward them to you.
That would be great,
To
yeah, like something.
everyone.
Yeah, I would like that, please.
You okay
And
with one meeting?
instead of us all thinking of the same ones. Oh.
Okay. Moving on, intro apply from Honor Bank. Mary Ann, I believe you're gonna talk about that?
Yeah, I am. You guys did get a little bit of information on it, right?
Yes.
Copies of the stuff. So Honor Bank, once every year or so, they just call up and say, hey, let's meet and talk, and they did, probably a month or so ago, they met me here, I was like the manager here and the president, and they wanted to, talk again about this new stuff they have, it's called Intrify. And then within Intrify, there's ICS and CDARS. To try to just clean this up a little bit, CDARS is the CD portion of it. At this time, I don't think I'm super interested in that part. The ICS, what it is in a nutshell is, it's sort of like Michigan Class. They take our money, ideally over 250,000, and that way it gets you out of the FDIC limit per bank. So let's say I give them 250,000. I tell them what other banks we use, so they don't use those. But this Intrify place will deposit it in these different banks. And we get better interest that way because they are going to give us really good interest. And the money is safe because there's less than 250,000 in each of those banks. The good part about this over the Michigan Class that we use now is that it's an honor bank. And you and I can go get loans on that money that they have there. You know, the bank has to have it to loan it to people for things. So it's definitely keeps it more local than Michigan Class is how I look at it. They are going to guarantee us that their rate for us will be 0.15 less than Michigan Class runs. Which is not a bad trade-off for having it local. I don't think. Michigan Class on November 30th was at 4.086%. So that still puts us at, roughly 4%. Obviously, it fluctuates a little bit, which is really good interest rate. Keeps it local. I think I'd like to try it. It works a lot like Michigan Class, and we've had that for a few years. 6 transactions or 6 withdrawals in a month, which normally we really don't do much of any of them. So that's not a big deal. I have to go through them to do it instead of just me doing it on a website. But she said it's like call her, it's like the next day it'll be there. And generally I use this for extra money big chunks of extra money places.
Would you be
And-
looking for us to like set a maximum dollar amount or?
No, I would not like you to do that. This is a little bit informational, unless somebody has a real problem with it, I think I would like to try it. I like the idea, I mean, I'm thinking down the road, if it is not, you know, if it goes along smoothly and we get good interest. That I would maybe as CDs come due, I can put the money there and not have to keep chasing the CD interest places and re-upping. Right now, we spread money out between all these different banks. When I read my report, there's like 6 different CDs at different banks. This would be a place to kind of like, you know, combine everything a little bit. And if we don't like it, we take it out. No harm, no foul. So anyway, I would like to try that. If anybody has a problem with it. It's still an honor bank, so I don't know that we really need to necessarily say that we're going to work with them.
I'm glad that you've researched this and looked at it. I mean, just tracking all the different CDs, just in my mind, I'm glad that you're doing
It
it.
kind of, sometimes it is, but there's so much interest out there and we get a lot of money in interest because we have a lot of money to get the interest on. And actually, I think I might even look into if it's possible for me to use something like this on our tax account. I don't know. I have to see if it's legal, if it's something that, you know, that I can do and make any kind of good interest on it and, you know, safety income, I don't know. I just want to double check before I do it with that kind of money. But anyway, does anybody have any problems with that? Any extra questions or anything like that? They've only been doing it for like a year or two. And I asked about local places and there is some, obviously they can't tell me the names of these places. But,
We're not locked in for any time frame, are we?
no, nothing. It's totally, I could put it in today and take it all out next week. Or that's it.
You have any questions, Scott? Okay, I'm thinking maybe we should take action if we want to do this. That helps protect you also. I mean, would you like us to take action?
Yeah, I mean, if that would feel good. And if you want me to wait so you can think on it and decide if you have questions, I mean, I probably won't start it till January anyway, because it's just busy right now.
I looked it up online, understood part of what I looked up.
I can compare it to the Michigan class, so it makes a lot of sense in my head.
Much pleasure.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion that we investigate further and leave it as an open possibility for the treasurer to invest money in Entrify with the Honor Bank.
I'll second.
Sound good?
Motion by Goodman, supported by Georgievich. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
All right, Marion Goodman,
Aye.
Mary Pitcher,
Aye.
Jenny Georgievich, aye. Kyle Orr.
Motion carried. Michelle Irwin, if you can really turn the heat up and leave things. Up.
Mark's right there too.
Thank you. Okay, moving on. We have 2026 board meeting dates proposed. I think you've got that in your packet. And,
Board meeting things must be blue.
Little ones, look for blue.
unless anyone has an issue, I would look for a motion to adopt, approve. Essentially, it's the first Thursday of the month, every month, with the exception of January, because that 1st of January is New Year's Day.
Yeah, we need to change that. though.
And I was gonna say, that was. Something, the reason I had it in red is because that was the one that was in question, is because we do have. That if the meeting date falls on a holiday, that it's the day after. And I wasn't sure if we wanted to do
That
January 2nd or.
I would vote for January 8th myself.
We adopted our last budget, but we were gonna do this, what, I mean,
Last budget.
well, yeah, remember, that's when I found it. Look at the minutes that we just approved. And in one of them. The budget adoption, that's where we do a lot of this stuff. And it says motion to designate the first Thursday of the month as a regular monthly meetings unless otherwise posted. In the event of a holiday, the meeting will be held on the following day, Friday at 7 p.m.
But that doesn't have to be in perpetuity, though. I mean, I believe we can still set, unless you all want it on Fridays, except for me.
I mean, I guess I don't know, is that like?
I mean, we have
how
we have the,
or
we have the right to change that.
we can,
Sounds like you want to have it on Friday.
that's just what we do, I mean, that's why we voted, you know. That's what we've always done, so I don't care. You guys decide when you want the meeting. I think then you're making people wait an extra week for their bill, you know, all the things that get
Payments and things
paid,
like that. Yeah, you
the
mentioned
people's.
it, and it was just like,
People's
nah,
payroll, it puts everything off a week, and that's probably why we do it the next day, instead of a whole week. I realize it's Friday nights, but it doesn't come up very often.
What does everybody else think?
I'm indifferent.
I know that I hate dealing with late bills, and when she mentioned that, it was just like,
Let's do
"Ooh, yeah,
it, let's do it
that's."
the second.
I think Friday, because that's what it says that we do. That's what we adopted at our.
Again, though,
the dates.
that's not forever.
It's not, so next time we vote on that, we can change it.
I don't have anything going on January 2nd. I'm just being difficult.
Hopefully, it'll be a quick, quiet meeting.
Okay, I would entertain a motion to set the 2026 board meeting dates as presented, well, as amended.
I'll make the motion to. Accept set the meeting dates for 2026, the board meeting dates as amended.
Yes, I think.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carried. All right. Email provider.
No, actually, there's the 2026 holidays.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You know what, I'm gonna do this again, but remember, we just talked about closing early on the eves? Is that something? we want to
And
put
that's,
in?
I knew that we did it, and that's,
Yeah, I mean, this would be the time to like throw
and
those in
the
there.
fact that the eves are on Thursday though.
Yeah, I believe we did that just for this year.
Okay.
Since the eves are.
I just don't know if that's something we wanted to look at. Oh, because we're not open on Thursdays anyway, I'm sorry.
Right.
Okay.
What are the asterisks for? February 16th and July 8th.
Oh,
Summer.
because you're closing on July 3rd and Independence Day is July 4th. And I don't know, I copied the federal calendar, the federal holidays, the 16th. I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, that is a federal holiday and that is one that we're usually closed on.
I was just curious about the exit if there was a meeting there.
I noticed that too. I'll make a motion that we adopt this holiday schedule for 2026.
Second.
Motion by Goodman, supported by Orr. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. I'm sorry, now, Penny is gonna talk about email provider.
Yes, because of our new website, we're switching away from Gemstom and switching our email would be a good thing. I spent quite a few hours on the phone with our IT company. They made a recommendation of a couple different that our email not be hosted by the website, which of course they're our IT company, of course they would promote themselves. We did happen to hear from the website company more or less under someone's breath saying we would be better off because the website company does not provide all the security features that Anavan, our IT company, would do. So through searching with them, we evaluated a few different ways to go with our email, Microsoft 365, and then there were a couple others. Everyone here is comfortable with using the Microsoft products, which made me lean towards that when he mentioned that there were complications that one of them doesn't quite get along with Microsoft 365 from, time to time. And then the other one is accessing our email remotely is very similar to what we have now, which I've heard problems about that and I've experienced that it's clumsy. So I took a look at pricing, so that way we've got the email and we also have whether we want to update the Microsoft products on all the computers. So you've got pricing for both. My suggestion, my recommendation would be to go with the business standard Microsoft 365, which provides that they will take care of the email. It also gives us the desktop apps, which means that all of the office computers will be up to date and any updates that Microsoft makes, it's automatically included in that.
So your recommendation is the bottom,
The business standard, which is, it winds up being $9.29 per user or $668.88 per year.
what happens if we add a user? I guess we just deal with that when we do.
Then it would just be the $9.29. I mean, we would add, it
Right.
basically is $9.29 per user.
This is with Amazon handling it.
They would handle it. The only thing that they do is they train us how to transfer our emails that we already have, which they will train all of us. Anyone that does not want to do that, I am happy to do that because I know how to put the email into PSTs and I would like to make it so much easier for her. And because because of time-wise, it might make a cleaner break if we did it like right around the holidays, so that way anything 2025 is our old email and 2026 is our new email.
So you can do it that fast?
I like that. Yes.
And so you just said they're gonna be able to transfer, we're not gonna lose our old emails.
Correct.
I mean, the
Correct.
The
There,
actual
there's,
emails.
they will show us how to transfer them into PST files. If you don't want to do it, I can do that and.
Can we
Make
do
sure.
that for in January, do you think? Or does that have to happen right at that time too?
Why?
So it's just.
One of the things that we have later in the agenda may give us the opportunity that we can do that in January.
We need a motion.
Do it. Because it's financial, I was thinking that we wanted
Yeah.
to do that, so, I would like to make the motion that we, move our email to Microsoft 365 Business Standard. And
Through Amazon.
through Amazon, yes. We have them do that, with trying to make this effective at the change of the.
and without Teams, I use Teams, but Penny explained that I can still join a Teams meeting. I just can't create one, which I can create a Zoom meeting, so that's okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Was there support for that motion?
Second.
Thank you. So motion by George, support by Laura. Are there any other questions or discussion? I am really excited and can't wait. Okay, well, let's do roll call.
Mary Pitcher,
Aye.
Kyle Orr.
Aye.
Mary Ann Goodman.
Aye.
Penny Georgevich. Aye.
On to, we've got two proposed policies in your packet. The first one, Penny, is the credit card use policy. If you want to talk about that.
Yes. The township currently has a debit card, which I really do not like using because that pulls right out of our account. So I have not been using that. I've been putting things on my personal card and getting reimbursed. I believe that having a credit card for the township would be good. Taking a look at, our current credit card policy, it was put in place in 2011. I know that Mary Ann had worked on updating some things as far as who was responsible for issuing and keeping track of the cards.
I wish I would have thought to ask you this question before the meeting. As I read this, I just want to make sure there's all of the protections built in. Is the clerk protected, or are we protected if the clerk were to go on because you're the person in charge in these bullets. Are we protected if you go on a spending spree?
I thought there was something the clerk and the treasurer.
I'm sorry, I didn't ask you in advance. I
No, no,
just-
no, that's fine, that's fine. No, don't we want to adopt this as is? No.
Yes, I'm a little thrown by how that happens.
Well, I just don't think that one person, I think there needs to be checks and balances. I don't know if that just one
Well, it's
person.
going to be a bill that gets paid every month. So there's definitely checks and balances. I mean, you thinking that she just goes crazy one day? and
No, I mean,
takes off, or
I'm
just in general, somebody to make sure it's being properly.
well. And I mean, I think for the clerk's benefit even. I'm just wondering if we can. Table this for a month and just maybe everything's here and I'm just not. I mean, maybe everything's fine.
We can change H to treasurer if that makes you feel better. Maybe that one. When we get the credit card statement, I look at it and I check all the transactions, but generally she would have the receipts. I mean, unless we put both, the clerk and treasurer sit down together and look at the credit card statements.
That could
We
work.
don't use it really often, so it wouldn't be that.
No,
big a deal.
yeah, I was gonna say it's very rarely.
Does that help anybody? And we could just make it that simple. And, you know,
Sure.
we
I
both.
mean,
will
it's just a policy. It can always be amended. Does that work? Yeah, honey? Any other thoughts? Discussion?
No, I think you'll feel better after, we get it, use it, see how it's going. We can change this at any time. We can always change how things are worked if we want. This gives us something to start with at least.
And your feeling on the credit card versus debit, because that, if you wanna potentially fight a charge or of that, that's what you're looking at, so they don't.
Yeah, well, I didn't say the first, I think, I was gonna say the first, maybe the only time that I've used the debit card. I got Mary Ann asking, oh, there's this amount missing. That's out of the bank, and it's like, I'd rather,
I understand.
Yeah, it-
Pulling you.
You can fight it. There's some fraud protection, things like that. The debit card, your money's gone.
Right. I mean, I think this is just generally recommended in the government. We'd entertain a motion to approve as amended.
Happy for that. Amen.
Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Hi.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next up is technology acceptable use policy. Basically take good care of the equipment, don't misbehave. The majority of this, I actually, I copied some of this anyway from the county. From the county policy that they have, I added passwords. Did you all have time to check it out?
Yeah, it looks like the one that we had already before this, yeah. And especially, yeah, like if you have a laptop that's gonna go home, you need to take care of it, yes, and writing.
We would make a motion to adopt this policy as presented.
Second.
Victor, Goodman, any questions, discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Aye, opposed, motion carried. Oh, boy. Short-term rental ordinance review, this brought this up, this went on the agenda because a year ago we, updated, or, we made a couple amendments to short-term rental ordinance. We lowered the number, at that time, we lowered the number of short-term rentals we were going to allow to 110, and we said we would revisit it again in a year, and thinking possibly going down to 100. We currently have 80, but possibly like 5 more that have asked questions, that kind of thing. So 100 would be appropriate. my thinking is also if you want to amend, I mean, we still, even though it's just a minor thing, we have to have a special hearing that can be within, the regular board meeting. And so if we choose to do that, there's a couple other things that could just be cleaned up, really. I'm sorry, Mark left, but I wanted to find out about the good neighbor guide, if that's actually happening, if we actually have one. So I guess I'm asking, do you want to look at this and possibly make amendments next month?
Usually our current number is 110 is our limit.
No, the 110 is the current limit. And we just kind of pulled that out of the air.
I'd leave it alone. I mean. Good.
Any thoughts?
I would say that the number that we have, the 110, we going to 100, because either way, we bring it to 100, we can always increase it more if we needed to. It's
Mary Ann, thoughts?
You know, I'm always for lowering it like to 100, but if we're at 80 or 85 now, do I really think there's gonna be 20 or 25 more? That's a big percentage of a hike, so I think we're probably kind of safe for right now. And I'm sorry, everybody's offended by the word safe, but you know, I'm always all for like going over things and looking at it again, because this was a really new, big deal for us. I am not really ready to say yay or nay though, because I haven't really looked at it with those eyes lately. This is new for me. Can we maybe, you know, take a couple of months and maybe in the spring
I
even
mean,
say,
the
okay,
planning
we wanna,
commission haven't talked about it.
yeah.
So,
They've been busy doing other stuff, but that's a good idea, just put a bug in the planning commission, like, you know, are you interested in making any amendments or recommend?
Or even if it's just somebody, you know, okay, take a little time
All right.
to think on it.
No action today. Summer school property taxes, Mary Ann.
This is an every year thing. So Frankfurt Schools collects their school operating tax in the summer. Because they do that, Northwest Ed collects their portion from that school in the summer also. So every year we just have to fill this out. It's the same agreement and oh, I just submitted two. I was thinking it was just you two. Formality happens by the end of the year, every year. So I would like to make a motion that we enter into this agreement with Northwestern Ed Services for collection of summer school property taxes. Second.
Goodman, supported by Orr. Any other discussion? Let's do a roll call.
Mary Pitcher.
Aye.
Kyle Hurd.
Aye.
Lee Georgevich. Aye. Mary Ann Bowden.
Aye. Just got the original, so I'll need to sign it. I just want to know which one we're gonna sign and send in. I mean, it doesn't have to be original. I mean, I can sign this and start it.
Can we do it on Monday?
We can. And just real quick.
Says I'm sorry, I did have a question. At the very top, it says the 4th day of November. Should that be the 4th day of December?
No, that's not us. That's what
That's
they
when they had
started
their
this.
meeting.
Yes,
Okay.
because they've already signed the back of it, you can see. They came up with that and they're sending it to us. And it says that, yeah, we start on July 1st, 2026 to do the collection.
Are we good?
Okay, everybody remember, sign, get that back. Yeah.
Next up is ARPA reporting assistance, Mary Ann.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we all know and love the ARPA stuff, right? Last year, all of our money was allocated. The last 2 years, we've hired the auditor to do the reporting for us because boy, is this a lot of hoops to jump through, and thank you for having them do it, please. We got an email from them saying, hey, it looks like you've indicated that you're ready to have a program closed out. So we can have it closed out by the end of this year, since all of our money is been allocated and everything. So I want approval from the board to have the auditor go ahead and finish this and do the closeout. I've contacted them and she said, yes, they could do it by the end of the year. It didn't ask about money. The last couple of years, it's been like $500 for them to do this stuff. So I'm assuming it's gonna be around. I could check before we have them do it, but at this rate, they should continue doing it. Because I haven't done it since like the first or second year, I think.
Are you making a motion?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion that we have the auditor, do the SLFRF project and expenditure report. So it's ARPA.
Supported by Orr. Any discussion? Let's do roll call.
Maria Goodman. I, Penny Georgevich. I, Kyle Orr.
Aye.
Mary Fisher.
Aye. Next, we have resolution for poverty exemption for 2026 assessments, and Penny, is that you?
This is, I got the information from Gunner. And to do this, so I wanted to make a motion that we adopt the resolution for poverty exemption for 2026. Whereas the principal residence of persons who the supervisor and board of review determines by reason of poverty to be unable to contribute to the public charge is eligible for exemption in whole or in part from taxation under Public Act 390 of 1994. And whereas pursuant to Public Act of 390 of 1994, the Township of Lake in Benzie County, Township of Lake, Benzie County adopts the following guidelines for the board review to implement. The guidelines shall include but not be limited to the specific income and asset levels of the claimant and all persons residing in the household, including the property tax credit returns filed current or immediately preceding year.
Good job. And the limit would be 3,000. Say that right?
I'm just a little thrown that it's resolution number 2026-01. Because this is 2025 still, so I'm asking, I don't know.
Oh, and
Is that the limit?
This is for 2026, you.
Yeah, but we can't pass, we don't want
can't
to pass
pass
the
the
resolution.
Okay, so-
2025.
And resolution,
Should we just do it next month? I don't. It just looks a little weird.
I just don't know what the number would be,
We have not, maybe.
you can find it.
Sorry, folks, we're gonna take a 2-minute recess here.
Bring that just.
I'm glad we talked.
We're getting right down there.
You're gonna get up at 10 lines.
Almost that. No, great question before. Been kind of sort of a discussion type thing. Yes, for that.
Would be recorded on recess.
Scratch the book. Are they in the book? Is resolution book?
Okay, I'll meet back to order.
Correct that to it's 2025-05.
Thank you. Let's make a motion.
I thought I said I made a motion. Can I just change that part of
As
the
amended,
motion?
the motion as amended, was it supported?
I'll support.
Supported by Goodman, any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, carried. We are on to date for the budget workshops.
I don't remember that. We typically do that in January.
Or what, January, early February?
Still early February. We want to adopt it at our March meeting. We want to adopt it March 5th.
That's why we did a little January, February.
Oh, thank you.
No, I just figured, let's make it easy.
Thank you. Do you?
How much time, like,
But not, I'm good, February, end of February now.
like prep time, what's reasonable, like, for the staff? I
For
mean,
me, getting paperwork ready, no, I mean, you know, a couple of days.
So. Early,
It's more like, do we want to do during the day? Do we want to do evenings? It's a workshop, so I don't know, we just have to post it. And it's always open to the public, but it's a workshop.
I would prefer during the day. That'd be my preference.
me too. Kyle, can you do during the day?
I can in February. Yeah. I'm,
February.
or
Okay.
we can do January.
I try for a Tuesday.
Tuesdays are hard for me because
Oh, that's
I
right. Okay,
have a.
how about a Thursday?
You're looking at January or February?
One of those. The last week of January, what would that be like?
Does it work better for you guys to do it like Monday, Wednesday kind of time when you're here?
We could do that Monday or Wednesday after regular office hours. Like 3 o'clock. Seems good, doesn't it?
Really?
It usually takes me about 12.
Yeah, no, I don't know. That's too late in the day. I've already worked all day.
How much time does it take?
I'm just thinking if we could do it earlier in the day, maybe I could have my lovely assistant come in and take over out there so I could be here because it's tax time, so I have to be
Oh, okay,
everywhere,
yeah.
kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would figure minimum 2 hours, 2 to 3.
All right, throw something out.
Monday the 26th.
Oh, what month?
I'm sorry, the January.
That's that's a Sunday, but okay.
Is it a Sunday?
No.
No, it's
I'm having the wrong year.
Yeah.
Here, we got a piece of paper here.
Yeah.
Look at that one first. Yeah, that's fine with me. Do it.
Monday the 26th.
We have to have a public hearing before March 4th too, but a lot of times we just do it right before it, which I don't know. Usually we're good, but I mean, if there's like huge public outcry, we don't have time to change it and then still adopt it without having another special meeting. So
How about 1 o'clock on 6th?
1 o'clock on January 26th, you're saying? Everybody make sure. Just a minute, I need to double check over here. Thank you.
I gotta look at the right.
Yes, please. Thank you, thanks.
I'm fine.
Okay,
All of our
1 p.m.
potential trustees checking their calendars, one meeting a month.
Okay. 1 p.m. So do we want to set a time for a public hearing too? Or not? Yeah, I take that back. We do a public hearing separately before that usually. Or we have to adopt it at the March, whatever meeting it is. So like maybe a week or two before that, we have a public hearing on it.
That's right, at this.
It generally doesn't last super long, but that's our public hearing. And what we do in March is we just like a half an hour before our regular meeting, we have the budget adoption
adoption.
meeting.
Okay, there we go.
Yes,
So you could
that's how it
do,
works.
you could do like February 12th, which would be a Thursday.
Right? Not if we have a planning commission.
I don't have a plan.
That's our
commission
check
meeting
there.
right now.
Oh,
I mean, it can be whatever kind of time we need it to
Yeah,
be.
it doesn't have to be a Thursday.
Would be-
February 9th, Monday.
Yeah, I can.
5 o'clock, early, earlier.
5 o'clock sounds.
It's been 5 o'clock tonight. Okay.
For the budget hearing, somebody wanna make that motion?
Public hearing.
So, yeah, so we make a motion, we have a public hearing on February 9th at 5 p.m. for the budget. 2026 budget.
By or. Awesome, word by, Rich. Good,
We are, unless we want to set the budget adoption meeting also. I don't know how
that's
that's.
what I
we have
was,
to do that.
that's
And that
what-
could be like the March, whatever day that is, right before our other meeting.
okay, let's vote on the,
March 5th, that would be.
But we gotta finish the public hearing. Did we do the all eyes?
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, workshop for 26th, we're here at 5 p.m. Fine. March 5th, just do a half an hour early and do the.
March 5th. 6:30 budget adoption.
I mean, if that,
Yeah, that sounds really good, so,
I mean, that's
So, I
basic.
don't know, we're not time low enough, March 5th, 6:30. Budget adoption meeting prior to regular meeting, that's.
Oh, yeah, I'll make a motion that we set the budget adoption meeting for March 5th at 6:30 p.m.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Sorry, guys. Item K. Gov. Lake Township Lake. Like TWP.gov.
But I was gonna say, my first choice was laketwp.gov, so basically keeping it the same, right? I have applied for it, I need to wait and hear whether we get that, it had been recommended a while back. I know that the county had sent out an email at the beginning of this year saying it's more secure. It's more secure because there's a lot of hoops that you have to jump through to have a .gov. It's also more secure for people receiving emails and stuff from us because of that approval, they can be more comfortable because anyone can apply for a .org, .com.
It could be our website too.
It would be, yeah, it would be our website, and I have already had a conversation with them that if we need to do it, so. I just more or less wanted to kind of let you know, I'm researching this. I think that it's something that we should do. If we get approved, my second choice was like twp-benzie.gov.
Like,
If you got like
TWP is open.
TWP.gov, that's fab.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And
I don't, from the way it looked like it was open,
can't believe
but
this.
they have to come back and. Give the official okey-dokey, so.
We don't know if it can all be there, like when we get the new emails, so like in January or anything.
is there a time limit, for the, like if somebody emails us at our old email, the time limit that can be forwarded?
As far as how long it can be forwarded.
Right.
I don't know exactly how long, but I know that we get quite a bit of time and that whether we can continue to extend that, so. And then we can also set it up that if someone sends it to the .org email, they'll also get a response saying it has been changed to
Okay.
.gov, but it'll still forward you the email.
Announced it all over the website and everything, what are you gonna do? Okay.
And where that question that Mary Ann asked earlier, as far as could we move our email over in January, doing this would allow us to do that because we would more or less make the cutoff. The .org would be current email, .gov would be the new email.
So information only for right now?
So information only, yes.
Thank you so
Unless
much.
someone has any serious objections that we shouldn't do that.
Love what you're doing, thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Penny. We have no unfinished business. Do we have any correspondence?
Lots of people send this stuff. Bacon sent us their newsletter. We did get, a newsletter from the Benzie Conservation District. They are looking for donations, for their current.
What abuses?
It's more or less just for, supporting the things that they're doing for the health of our water and things like that. It was something for me to look further into, but it was communication that came through. Darcy Library sent us their newsletter. We also got the, update from the Platte River State Fish Hatchery of the new tributaries. We also received, following that was something from the Platte Lake Improvement Association that as a result of the Playa funding, that they're gonna begin water sampling, additional 3 Platte tributaries upstream from the fish hatchery, so that way they have a chance to do that, and they'll be doing that for over the next year. The last time that they did it was 1981.
Good for them.
Great, thank you. I don't believe we have any announcements, so we're on to general board discussion. Kyle, do you have anything for it?
We covered all budget stuff, so we're good.
Mary Ann.
I think we've pretty much had it. I mean, had all our discussion.
Right.
I have good news.
Penny?
Um, through our trash pickup, I have been able to not get assigned into an agreement because they don't have an agreement for us on file. So they have reduced our dumpster fee by $200 a month during the time that we use the dumpster, and for the cart for $30 a month.
That's
So,
Ally.
good job. That's Republic.
So anything else? Saving money.
No, that's it. I was just really happy about that.
Okay, we are at public input. Anyone have anything for the greater good?
Just a quick thought.
Madeline?
Lake Township.gov is great. I like that idea, but would it help to reduce the confusion if we did have Benzie in there, since we have so many people that?
When I get the response, we do have the opportunity to do that, so that's,
Yeah.
that's good
I'm
feedback.
just thinking, we've got so many Lake Townships in Michigan that, you know, it seems to,
Yeah.
yeah, we
bad
get
idea.
confused a lot.
Just used to a quick little like TWP.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say, and just a side benefit is because we will need to have obviously new business cards, we can also put our new logo on.
Very nice.
Just saying.
All right, anyone else?
Can you change on that? Is that something that you want to put out to the schools?
Can you?
Joanne Manila,
Thank you.
Dead Street. Is this naming thing any way that you'd want to get kids involved in it? Or is it even possible?
Are you talking about naming for
The site. I don't, you know, add it, whether you want
Oh, the-
Benzie in it or
the
not.
address?
If, yeah,
We will, so noted.
probably not.
No, thank you. Anybody else? No one? All right, hearing no public input, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
That motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Score 33807.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas. I can't believe it's December.
So 807. 3 to 3.